Hey everybody, I'm going to be making some off-grid gumbo, and I apologize beforehand that the video quality and sound is probably not up to my normal poor standards, but as I mentioned in a couple of videos, or you might know, the phone that I used to use to do videos, I dropped it in the water and ruined it. So we're doing some things to try to get some new equipment. One of those is going to be our 30-day Texas Survival Challenge, which is coming up. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Click that little bell down there that makes sure that you get any notifications. But until then, and also on the phone, I had all my video stuff. So like intros and outros and things like that. So have to be redoing that. But for now, I thought I wanted to put up a video, so I made some off-grid gumbo. Bunker gumbo that's one of our favorites, and hope you enjoy it. Make sure you make a comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Talk to y'all soon. Alright, I'm going to be making a little batch of gumbo off-grid here on the wood-burning stove, and I'm going to try my best. I really don't have the camera, phone, or equipment to do this, but I'm going to try it on my regular phone. So this is going to be a batch of bunker gumbo. Right now I got a small Dutch oven on the wood burning stove with 1 cup of olive oil heating up. While the olive oil is heating up, I'm going to add, got another pan here, cast iron pan here on the wood burning stove. I'm going to do one, cereal bowl of chopped up bacon ends from my homemade home cured bacon. Let those heat up and melt down a little bit, and then we'll add the sausage to that pan. Okay, to my 1 cup of olive oil, I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. This is going to be for my roux. And then you're going to keep that stirred up real well. And you want this roux to turn chocolatey brown. So it'll take a while. It'll probably smoke a little bit. Don't worry about it. Just keep it mixed. It'll get purely mixed here, and then you're going to keep stirring it and everything until it turns chocolatey brown. Okay, so I'm stirring up the roux here, and it'll get progressively darker. On a wood-burning stove, you got to move things around to find the right temperature on your stove. And on this stove, over on this side, things are hotter, and then I can move them to that side if they need to be cooler. But this will brown up slowly, and we're looking for that dark, rich, dark chocolate color. And then we'll move on from there. Okay, so our roux starting to darken up a little. It'll be still a while before it's dark enough. The light's not great and I'm blocking it, but just keep it stirred as it darkens. You'll notice my bacon ends over here are starting to crisp up and smoke a little bit, which is what we want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I don't know, that much of sausage, and what kind of sausage you use is up to you. I really like the OPA'S from Fredericksburg, Texas, the jalapeno and cheese, but most of this here is just their regular German sausage. Normally, or sometimes this would be our own sausage we make here on the land, but I don't have any right now, so I'm going to put in about that much sausage with the bacon ends. Get that stirred up. Let those brown up in that bacon grease. And so they'll cook up a little faster. I'm going to put a lid on it. And when you're working on the wood stove, like I said, you move things around to find out where the proper temperature is. If you need to get something real hot, like you want to sear it, then you take the lid lifter and you lift off the lid, and you can put the pot, cast iron pot, right over the fire. That'll heat it up real fast. So this will be a little bit longer till this cooks up and this roux gets the proper color, and then we'll be back. Alright, so our roux is starting to darken up. It's kind of like a light milk chocolate now. We're looking for the dark chocolate. And our bacon and sausage is really crisping up. So I pulled it off the direct heat. We're going to wait till this roux gets just perfect, and then we'll move on. Okay, we're getting to the kind of the dark chocolate phase, and at this point I told you it might smoke a little bit, which is what you want. What we're going to do next is we're going to pull this a little bit off the heat, and then we're going to take a straining spoon and put the sausage and bacon into the roux. So I'm going to pull this off a little bit, move the roux over, and I'm going to take just a slotted spoon and just start dumping the sausage and the bacon into the roux. Try not to make a mess. You'll notice there's a lot of what some people would call grease, but I call taste, in this cast iron skillet. And what we're going to do next is we're going to probably get rid of maybe half to 2/3 of that, save it for some other dish, and we're going to leave about 1/3 of it in the pan and move on to the next step. Alright, so I got all the sausage and the fried up bacon. Now as we add things to this roux, if they have any moisture in them, they're going to cause it to really thicken up fast. So I got to stay on the ball. Keep enough grease in there to cook with, keep that taste. I'm going to add up about 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic to taste. Put out however much you want. Let that start to fry up a little bit in that pan. I'm going to stir up this roux. When that garlic starts to get a little browned, then we're going to add this is 1 medium to large onion, 1 large bell pepper, and about half of a package of celery, all kind of chopped up. That's going to go in once our garlic is starting to brown up real well. Okay, our garlic is starting to crisp up a little bit and brown up, and our meat in the roux is cooking up. And what we're going to do next is we're going to add our triple threat of onions and bell peppers and celery to our pan. Mix it up a little bit and then put a cover on it. We're going to cook this down until it's about till the onions start to look a little clear. Meanwhile, we're going to keep our roux stirred. Make sure it doesn't stick. Just kind of keeping it simmering. Be back in a bit. Alright, so we've had our vegetables on here sauteing for a little while, and the onions are we're not waiting for them to get completely, clear, but it's about like this. They're cooked up well, starting to break down the sugars, etc. Alright. So it's going to go quick from here, because once we start adding anything that has water in it, this gumbo is going to come together real fast. Now you can see the roux here with the meat, the sausage and the bacon is a very dark chocolatey color. That's what we want. And I'm going to get it stirred up real good here, because like I said, once I add any water or anything with water in it to this, it's going to thicken up really fast. So I'm going to have to move pretty fast. And I got to do it all with one hand. All right. Add all my onions, celery, and bell peppers. All right, get this pan off the heat. You can see it's going to really thicken up fast. And so what we're going to do next is I'm going to add 1 quart of chicken stock from our own chickens. My wife butchered these about a month ago and made the chicken stock. You see there's some fat there in it. Got this out of the root cellar just now. And this is basically going to thicken up from that roux. And then the next thing I'm going to add, and I'm going to see if I can do this with one hand, is from the same batch, we got chicken, a pint of chicken meat that was canned. And my wife butchered these and pressure canned it, so the meat's already cooked. And it's got some fat in it, as you can see. And this is just home-raised chicken. And that'll continue to break up as the fats in it melt. Now you can use store-bought chicken. You can use store-bought chicken stock. You don't have to use chicken. You can use any other kind of meats that you want. You don't have to use sausage. You use whatever meat you want. I'm just showing you the way I make it. And now we're going to add our seasonings. The first one is going to be 1 tablespoon of Tony Chachere's seasoning. If you don't have that, or if I was doing this during the summer and I had all my own garden stuff going, this is the Tony Chachere's. You've seen this in the store, Creole seasoning. If you don't have that, you can use red pepper, ground red pepper with whatever else you have. Just season it to taste. All of this seasoning is just to taste. Half a tablespoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic salt, and I like to put some greens, whatever I have growing. It's winter right now, so I've got some rosemary I chopped up, but you can use whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. Now, because I used the canned home chicken, you might get some pieces of just full-on fat that float up. I leave those in there for the flavor, but if you don't like that, you can pull that out. But it's going to make it taste really good. Now that's pretty much it. Let that cook down a little bit and kind of blend all the flavors together, and it'll be good to go. What I do is I make some rice and I put this over a bed of rice. I'll push this off of the strong part of the heat and we'll make us some rice. Alright, I wanted to mention that depending on how many people you're cooking for and what people like, if it's a little bit too rich or too thick and you like it a little bit more, kind of more like between a soup and a stew, you can add a little bit of more chicken stock if you want. Mine's pretty rich, so I'm going to add just a little bit more water. just do this to taste and to your own preferences, how you like it. All right, so I've got my gumbo here, just looking all delicious, and I got me some rice, so I'm going to do this right-handed. I can be ambidextrous, but I try not to when it comes to spilling. And one of my problems is I eat way too much of this. This is my kind of deal right here, and I'll probably have seconds. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm going to enjoy it. Talk to you later.